Shopify helped businesses break sales records over the holidays with the world's best converting checkout. Let's hear that one more time. The world's best converting checkout. Shopify's legendary checkout makes it easier for customers to shop on your website, across social media, and everywhere in between. Now that's music to your ears. Any way you spin it, you can be a smash hit with Shopify. Start your $1 a month trial today at shopify.com/records.
Hold on. Do you hear that? What's that, Adam? You're giving us up to level 20 for free to the end of the campaign?
That's
Well,
really
that's so nice
generous
of you. Thank you.
That's so incredibly kind. Now,
I
if only we
know.
didn't already record the rest of
Yeah.
it.
He's going to retroactively level us up.
Richard, they don't know that.
Yes, they do.
Well, I mean, some people do.
We told them in season 3, morons, we'd finished recording season 4 already.
Did we?
I think we did.
We may have.
Well, I think we were still editing and stuff. We had finished, but play wise, we finished.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Anyway, hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to July Morons. Oh, the fucking sun is right in my face. Oh,
July 2022 morons.
Can you guys see that on my video feed?
Yeah. Yes,
I can
It is
see.
the worst. You know
right
what?
in your eye.
Hold on.
Okay. Max is going to shut his window blinds or something. Oh, no. He put sunglasses on?
It's going to be cool, Max, for the rest of this podcast.
That's something new.
Yeah, I know. You have
Cool,
to. I have to
Max.
put sunglasses on, otherwise it doesn't work. And drink my PBR.
Who needs shades? Like shades
Delicious.
like blinds, not like shades like sunglasses.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay,
I typically wear my sunglasses at night.
there are blinds, but there's this little tiny corner where the blinds don't mesh up flush with the wall, and it's just peeking right there, and the sun is just burning my retinas. Especially if I'm playing video games and I'm trying to focus in on something, it's I can't see. Ah! It's the worst. Anyway,
So the show.
that thing we do every 2 days of the week.
The reason that we're here.
We should talk about that. But before we talk about that, we should thank some very special people. Oh, I can't really see now. Oh, God damn it.
Yes, you can't see the computer
Okay.
screen with your
I
shades
can't see the
on.
computer screen with the sun. This is such a train wreck already. Blame Adam.
See, this is what happens when he's not here to corral us.
It's even more morons.
It's the second time that this has happened.
Mhm.
We have 4 brain cells between all of us, and now we're down to 3. So this is what you get.
Yeah. I mean, it's not my fault that you guys have half the brain cells I do.
Okay. But speaking of people who have a lot of brain cells because they support us, that is Galaxy Brain. Old memes never die. I would like to give a special shout out to Riley White, Kyle Much, Lamb Sauce, Michael Cross, Applesauce. There's no applesauce. I just wanted to say that. Anyway, Lacey S., Garrett, James Ingram, Used Gearhead 01, Sarah C., Neri Quark. I got called out by Neri in the Discord for not saying it right and saying you need to listen to more of the other productions to get it right. So I've been issued a challenge. So next time I'm going to get it right.
I thought this was next time when you were supposed to get it right.
That was before I remembered this list when I looked at it. So August, stay tuned. Nick Mead, Sean Odell, Jeffrey Lee, and Patrick T. Arsenault. Thank you all very much. We greatly appreciate your support.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, on to the morons. So this month, we basically wrapped up the swamp arc.
No, we didn't
I mean,
quite wrap it
not
up.
quite. I mean, we're getting there, but we're not quite out of it.
Really?
No,
We're
really,
still kind of in the thick of it.
Long. I
a
believe
pretty
Adam has
long
said that
arc.
it's the longest arc.
Are we? So we're dredging through the swamp arc.
Yes, we're dredging through the swamp
Yes.
arc. Yes.
Okay,
So
all right.
like we left off and sort of started this week at the same time. You know, at the golden shoe crab.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
Not the 6-week itch.
no.
That's for the next campaign.
And everyone went down, and Shorna, you know, what's the word for someone who runs a inn? I forget.
Tavern keeper.
Yeah, innkeeper, tavern keeper.
Yeah.
She did a big information dump because everyone was asking questions. So we found out that the town library was founded, and then the town was founded around it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's been the same Professor Narbeth the whole time since the town was founded over 100 years ago. So that's a little unusual.
And no one's just like, hey, isn't that kind of weird how that person's really, really, really old? They're like, nah, it's the shrimp.
Yeah, they're just drunk on bourbon and full of shrimp. Like they're like sleepy full all the time. And
I mean, I could
they
get
just don't
behind that.
notice.
There's got to be some sort of like unnatural virility in the shrimp. That's the only explanation.
Yes, those who eat the shrimp are long living. It's like a
you
town
are
legend.
much more proficient lovers after eating the shrimp. It's a natural aphrodisiac. I just made that up.
Yeah, there's nothing about shrimp that makes me feel that way. But after we all eat breakfast, we split up. So Victor goes to the city council to try to talk to one of the council people. We got like a giant list of names of the council people that we had gone through.
And there's only one that we remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so Victor,
because we had to sing it. Let's see just stupid brains. Like, who do you remember? Miss Jackson. I ain't for real.
So Victor speaks with Miss Jackson. And he gets hired. Like he's like, oh, I was just wondering. I heard bad things happened, and she was like, yeah, there have been people that were disappearing, and so we don't know what's going on, and that's why there's a curfew. And Victor was like, well, I happen to be a private detective. Now I'm on vacation, but I could look into it for you. And she's like, sure, and I'll even pay you, and it'll be great. So Victor got hired as a private detective. I think that's the first time that's happened that wasn't like a dream sequence.
Yeah.
So
Victor, congratulations.
Yeah, I think you're right.
First actual detective in this podcast about supernatural detectives.
yep.
I mean, it's part of our like title. Like we're detective agents, Darkworld
Mhm.
detective agents.
Yes.
Now I want to go see if there's an episode of Columbo where Columbo's on vacation and gets hired as like a side private detective and see the parallels.
Yes. Well,
Although-
Victor doesn't have a false eye.
You
so
don't have a glass
that's the
eye.
big difference. Yeah.
And
Do you have
maybe
do you have
Victor
a-
is actually a private detective, but Alistair and Julian are definitely private dicks.
Yeah, I'm definitely a huge private dick.
They're that in public.
Huge public dick. No, that gets you arrested. Don't do that.
Yes. But yeah, Victor gets hired, and so he gets sent over to the morgue, the coroner, to go check out some of these dead bodies, you know, because he has ways of investigating that are super smart and cool.
Mm-hmm. And very useful for this kind of investigative stuff.
Yeah, isn't it so great when people investigate and do things like that in D&D?
Yeah. So speaking of not doing that, Julian and
Meanwhile-
Alistair go to the library. And you guys go into the library and you start interacting with the desk clerk,
Jebediah.
Jebediah,
Mm-hmm.
who was Mr. You know,
Mr. Strongly Worded Letter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we asked some questions about the library and stuff like that, and we wish to speak with the Professor Narbeth.
Yeah, Professor
Mhm.
Narbeth.
Mhm.
And then
which
after you
nobody
guys-
is sure what he sounds like.
No.
No. Unfortunately, this Morons episode covers all of Professor Narbeth, and every single time he shows up, he sounds different, which is obviously because he is a changeling,
Yes.
and so he is changing his
Yes.
vocal cords and the way he speaks every time.
And he can't
It
keep
was
it
totally
straight.
planned. It
Yeah,
was
and so it wasn't Adam just forgetting what he sounded like and us
No.
reminding him wrong, and it just changing every time. It was Professor Narbeth did it on purpose. That's what it was.
Adam is a brilliant story writer in setting all of his scenes and all of his characters. There are no mistakes.
100% intentional.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's essentially where the episode gets cut off, is that you guys go and then you go get to speak with him and you make you go to like his office, and you're like, he's like,
His
what
study,
do you want?
Is it an office or a study?
I don't know.
I don't know. I imagine it more of a study. Like, I don't know. A study seems a little more like lived in, maybe.
But he's like the curator. So it'd probably be an office because he like works there. He's probably a curator, so you'd have like an office to do office.
Well, I mean,
Library.
Yeah.
shit.
Well, there's
That's true
nothing
enough.
else to indicate it, but I imagine that, of anyone in the town, he's probably the only one that lives at the library. He probably just
Mhm.
has living quarters at the library.
Mm-hmm.
More than
Um,
likely. I mean, he was there like overnight when everybody else was having the meeting.
Yeah. They didn't. It didn't sound like he was wearing pajamas. I think he described the clothes that he was wearing, and it wasn't pajamas.
He's got a fountain pen on his desk that says the pen is mightier than the sword.
Yes,
it's
the
a little
pen
fountain
is
pen that's-
mightier.
It's a little fountain pen that's in the shape of a sword. So we go into the study, and then essentially we barter a deal. I kind of offhandedly mentioned the codex that I had created regarding
Just-
all of the Yithian translation and experience I've had, and he basically wants a copy
just
of
like
it.
just like super cash, like,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. I just got this whole thing, like, been decoding like this
Mhm.
super secret like time being language that nobody really knows how to read or speak.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
no
I
biggie.
just made like a 1-for-1 codex, that tells you how to translate any of that language into common.
no big.
You know,
Fine.
and
Um,
Professor Narbeth is like, "Ooh, now that sounds like what I'm looking for."
Yeah,
Could I
there you go.
possibly-
And that
Spot
is
on.
spot
Copy it
on
from you.
impersonation.
Yeah, his voice just kept changing because he was so excited.
So then we get we make that deal, and we get access to the Professor Narbeth's, and I'm reading directly from the summary, TARDIS library.
I mean, it's bigger on the inside
It is bigger on the inside.
because
It
it
is bigger
doesn't
on the
even
inside.
exist. It doesn't even exist. You just go in,
Yeah.
and then it's huge. So
That it is.
that's a good way to describe it.
What does TARDIS stand for? It's like time,
Time and relative dimension in space.
in space. That's what it was. Okay,
Yeah.
time and reading dimension in space. Cool.
In swamp.
There we go. And swamp. There you go. Perfect. That's perfect.
In swamp.
In swamp. So we go there and then start perusing some items, but before that, we joke another magical item into existence because we're that cool. We
Mhm.
have the pocket protector of Voltage.
Well, not only that, it was like he had one pen that did magic stuff, and then Adam was like, "Oh, and he has," and I was like, "Another pen," and Adam was like, "Another pen." And so that pen gives him it when he writes knowledge down with it, it extends his life somehow, because that's
Yeah.
He's got a
Something.
life. He's got a life note.
Yes. The opposite of a death note.
Yes.
But yeah, Alistair goes in the back to go find the Tolsha book of Tolsha,
The Tulsa book of Tulsa stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's like,
Tulsa for Dummies Volume 2.
Albert wants to know what the oldest book you have is, and he's like, "Oh, well, I do have this green one, that's about Tulsa." And Alistair's like, "Ooh,
Go on.
And then Alistair just gets to, sidecar on Julian's deal for the codex.
I mean, I think that's entirely fair.
Let me get in on this. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, because Julian got like info on the Yith or whatever from an untranslatable Yith book that got dropped off by a mysterious Mr. Corbin in yellow.
Totally no
Dallas.
relation.
Yes, Corbin Dallas, Lost in Paradise.
Yes.
Super green. Super yellow. Super yellow.
Super yellow. Totally no relation. Couldn't possibly be like anything to do with the King in Yellow.
No, nothing. But yeah, so you guys are doing that. Meanwhile, Victor is doing, detective work elsewhere in the city. So Mr. Victor, as he is referred to,
Mr. Victor
goes to the morgue, coroner. I forget what he called it. The place with the dead bodies. And talks to the very nice crypt folk person that was there. And gets access to see the body. There's a new one, a fresh one from last night. And unfortunately, Mr. Swamp Cat is dead on the table. Not even like eaten up, but like sort of pawed around, like played with almost. Victor gets a piece of him, and he gets a piece of random other victim, and sort of says, "I'm going to go take these and do investigative smart person work with it." And then he leaves the corner and he just pops them in his mouth.
Very super smart investigative work.
Yes.
You'd like a Mento.
Mm-hmm. and it confirms that both of them were killed by Detlib, our good friend Detlib.
Which is obviously the biggest twist of the season.
Yes.
Cats.
The mysterious giant swamp cat monster is the giant cat monster that we saw, that we were told might be here
In the swamp.
Yes.
Who could have possibly guessed that?
Well, Victor confirmed it, and that's what's important.
That is true. That is true. It is
because
now
action
known.
is
It is not
immediately
just
taken.
assumed.
Mm-hmm.
Action is immediately taken once he confirms it, because he calls you guys and then you don't respond.
Yep, and we totally rushed completely to do that as quickly as possible.
Well, we didn't want to look foolish in front of Professor Narbeth, so
Yeah.
we were not giving out trade secrets willingly for the off chance that we might find some information where you had actually done concrete detective work and found an actual lead.
Yes.
That's just
actual leads.
tomfoolery.
That's not how we operate.
No.
Well, speaking of the leads, while Victor's being ignored, Alistair is reading the Tulsa Book of Tulsa, and and he finds out something very interesting. What is that, Richard?
It's a prophecy. A prophecy that basically says Alistair wins. Or at least that's what he keeps telling you.
Yeah, that's not quite what it says. It says that two super powerful beings of Tulsa will have a battle and rip a tear in time, and then one of them wins.
Yeah, which I mean, obviously is going to be Alistair. It couldn't possibly be Detlib, that tool.
Yes.
Sha? Tool Sha? Wow, it's only been 2 years and I just came up with that joke. Jesus. Anyway,
Victor meanwhile is wandering around looking at stuff.
you have your own like Pawn Stars adventure.
Yeah. Well, he finds he sees a little green glinting thing and he picks it up and it looks just like a scale off of Detlib, and so that confirms again that Detlib is walking around. So Victor has, vision confirmation. He's got physical confirmation.
A lot of evidence being made.
He could actually make a case in court at this point.
You could.
Exactly.
You could.
I mean, he's being
Victor should
paid.
take the bar.
He's being paid. Not that he will ever see the payment.
All you have to do is ask. We just never ask for money.
Well, no, Victor was assured money. That's the thing. But he didn't take any up front.
You mean from you mean from this place, not our work, the place we actually do work for.
Right. No, Victor, when he was speaking to Miss Jackson, he got hired. He was going to get paid. And so he made sure that our bill at the end was covered, and also he'd get extra money, and he didn't get any up front.
Well, we're going to come back and collect, so it's not a problem.
I don't know about that. Have you listened to the last episode this month?
I don't know what you're talking about. But we'll get to it.
It's like, oh man, you haven't caught up yet? Man, you really got to catch up.
Everything's going to be fine. We've got, only a few more episodes. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, we'll get there. But Julian finishes up his copying, and the Professor Narbeth's pen finishes copying the codex while he's copying.
And he learns of the Tome Keeper.
Yes, the Tome Keeper.
The Keeper of Tomes.
I think we already knew about the Tome Keeper going in.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, that was our entire point of going here.
But you got a little bit more definitive information, and it leaked over to Professor Narbeth.
Yes, which is totally scripted, and that was my plan all along, to figure out how to get the Tome Keeper here.
Trying to like drop hints to like Narbeth.
Set a perfectly laid trap that will not backfire in any way.
But Julian also finds out a lot more information about the Yith.
Yes.
He gets a little info dump on that.
Yeah.
So
specifically about their swapping of bodies, and their. I don't think we went into the conflict information about that. Did we?
I don't think so. You just know that they went. They go through time, and
then they body swap to preserve themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. They get people, smart people, and bring them sort of in and stuff like that. So you just get a lot of information. If you want to hear it, go back in there and listen at him. Waxing eloquent about the Yith. He does a good job when it comes to the lore. It's just all of a sudden Adam's talking about lore, and I'm sitting there with a stupid look on my face. I'm sort of like
lore.
Victor in that episode. We're on part 12 right now, where Victor's just walking around killing time, looking in trinket stores because no one's paying him any attention.
It's like, what else are you gonna do?
But then we finally leave the library and
eventually leave the library.
Yeah, when we catch up.
Yes, yeah, we catch up. Victor's very concerned about the people there. He knows that they're doomed, but he's still concerned. He's like, maybe we can help them somehow, because
well, you're an empath by nature.
And I absolutely love this line here. Alistair wants the heart of Toolshots, so watch out for that.
I don't have any particular fondness or careness, because we know already that this town is totally screwed. So
yeah. Well, the watch out for that is more like, Alistair saying, hey, the heart's supposed to be here for my epic battle where I win, so just keep an eye out if you see something green.
Yeah.
But the way I wrote it does have several other meanings. Just watch out for that,
It's like, oh boy, everybody stay tuned. It's going to be a banger.
Yep. And then we sort of stop and discuss our character arcs for a little while, and like whose character had what development in what seasons.
It was
like
one
we
of the
dropped
times
a
like
Morons episode in the middle of the
I feel like that happened a few times this month, where we just kind of like had this huge aside just because.
Yes.
Yeah, Morons energy bled into this arc a lot, and I appreciate it.
So we go to the swamp.
Yep. We're tracking Detlib.
Yes. And then we find a big horizontal green portal thing. Like I forget how he described it. It's big. It's big and it's green.
And it's definitely not a Dreamlands portal.
And you know what that means if it's green.
Yes.
It probably has something to do with Toolsha.
Ruby Rod.
Then Tulsha and Detlib have a
Detlib.
Sorry. Alistair and Detlib have a epic rap battle of history, throwing disses at each other.
It's not that epic. They're just like, eh. They're more or less just like, at each other.
They're just being
that's,
catty.
that's all we can hear. Julian and Victor don't understand Detlib, so it's just Alistair being like, "Ooh, I'm sassy Alistair," and the other one's like.
I don't know what he's saying,
they're just being catty to each other.
I don't. Ugh, gross. I don't know what they're saying, but it sounds like he's totally owning him.
Yeah, but Detlib is in the process of dragging a dead body, and he just sort of nonchalantly tosses it into that green light thing, and then a monster comes out of it, and it's all. How did I write? It's shifting in and out of visibility and moves all janky. Is what I put.
We roll for initiative. It's combat time.
Yes,
it's a dimensional shambler.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I thought about shambler, we've come across a dimensional shambler before, haven't we?
I don't think we've come across a dimensional
I don't think
shambler.
so.
Okay, so I didn't make the Quake illusion, right?
I don't think so.
I don't
no.
think
Okay,
so.
yeah. Anytime I hear shambler, I think of the big giant white monster with no eyes and teeth and claws that shoots lightning. Just look up Quake shambler, you'll see what I mean.
Is that in the original Quake? Because that's the only one I played.
Quake.
I have a very, very vague recollection of what
It looks like the abominable snowman with no eyes and shoots lightning.
That sounds like it would be in Quake.
Yeah. Very Quake.
And so in the second line I wrote for this summary is I seriously have to detail like 90 minutes of this fight, because this fight is like 2 episodes long and it covers about an hour and a half edited.
It was a very long fight.
It was a
going
long
to see
fight.
why shortly.
So we do like 1 or 2, general attacks. It's like, oh, I use my lightning gun. I use my Dow and my raps. Eldritch Blast.
You
Julian
can see that we're
does a new
super
spell.
imaginative in battle.
Yeah, I do Thunderstep, so I don't get got the one time.
Yeah, but then he immediately gets got again after we like have another round of just like, slash, bang, shambler. I don't know what they sound like.
Shamble,
Smash, bash, crash.
So then Max gets a great idea that to fight this being that flickers in and out of dimensions, that he will use a spell to travel to another dimension. That will surely get him out of the grasp of the dimension traveling being.
Okay,
how does that go, Max?
Okay, so let me get some context for this. So I'll be perfectly honest. At the time, I kind of like read what Blink did, but like I seriously skimmed it. I was thinking Blink was going to be like Blink if you were playing World of Warcraft. For everyone who actually played that, it was just a little short teleport hop. I thought it was going to work like that.
No, that would be called Thunderstep.
Yes, but I couldn't have used Thunderstep anymore, and so I had to Blink. And also wanted to try Blink because I wanted to try new stuff.
You use Thunderstep at least once more in that fight.
I do?
Yes, you do. I don't know if I put it in these notes because I was really getting tired of sitting through here and just saying, okay, and we have another round,
There's another round of us doing the same thing.
Yeah, more so as when I use it because I haven't used it before and I have it on my sheet. So it's like, I'm going to use it. So it doesn't go well because you have to roll to phase back into the plane that you want to be in. Otherwise, you don't go there.
So I just want to say for myself, I personally am very happy that you decided to cast Blink. Because it was frankly maybe one of my favorite things that has happened in the show.
Yes.
It is the best thing that happened to the show. Like one of the best, bar none. holy shit, was it the worst time to do this?
It rivals Axolotl Barrel.
It is. It's up there.
Yes.
But in the opposite way, where it's just a complete and utter failure.
Oh my god. It's so bad.
It's like for a spell that normally is just doing nothing at worst, you found like the precise wrong time to use it.
Yes.
There's literally never a situation in our campaign that would have been nearly as bad.
Yeah, more so because I didn't have the foresight to be like, oh, well, the Shambler came through this portal. I won't go to the same plane as this portal, right? I'll go to some special one that's totally removed from everything else. No.
In fact, it specifically names the same dimension that dimensional shamblers also specifically mention. Which is again, the ethereal plane.
Me not 100% understanding how a shambler works, and me not reading the spell correctly. So, fellow adventurers, when you are casting magic, it is very, very, very important, especially with the higher level ones, to read the fine print, lest you end up like me.
Yes, but the fine print that I wrote sums it up very, very succinctly. Julian cast blink. That was not a good choice. So meanwhile, while Julian blinks in and out of existence and gets wrecked, there's a couple fun things that happen. Victor slashes one of these shamblers in half because the slash thing with his wraps is just particularly effective on them.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Alistair knocks them back a lot with Eldritch Blast, although they can just teleport back where they were instantly.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess it didn't do a whole lot, but I mean, I guess we'll get to what it did do a little later.
Yeah. There's also I forget. I don't know if we could hear them I don't think that Victor and Alistair heard them, but Julian, while he's hanging out in the ethereal plane, hears these weird, incomprehensible voices behind him.
Yes.
Because
and guess what? There's more.
Oh, yeah.
Something bites Julian. He's not doing too hot.
No.
Yes.
I wasn't doing too hot before I got bit.
and then I didn't really listen to the first 5 minutes. I stopped paying attention for a minute while I was listening to the episodes, and so I wrote Julian attacks. I guess I just wasn't listening to this turn.
He's dead. Don't worry about it.
It's okay. It's just more of him struggling desperately.
Yeah.
Victor was smart enough to fly up, above the battlefield for the majority of this fight. So
Victor, how did you do that?
Oh, the boots of flying that Julian gave him. It was a very good call on the boots of flying. I'm glad I chose those. Victor summons a corrosive fluid barrel over his head and drops it onto two shamblers. And that I didn't write it down, but I think Alistair Eldritch blasts them, and then they hit the ground and get corrosive fluid on themselves again.
Yeah, like dunked them right in the acid.
If
like
not,
they were some kind of Oreo and milk.
We were dunking on those shamblers.
Oreo and milk.
And during the whole fight, Detlib is sort of pacing around and watching us, and Alistair's been trying to keep an eye on him because he has what he wants. Let's see. Julian blitzes. You run and jump.
Because I managed to get back onto the actual plane of existence that I needed to be on, and I was trying to run away.
Yes. I wrote Victor observes the battlefield and Stephen attempts math. There was just an instance where I couldn't count for some reason, and I needed Richard's help.
Yeah, we have.
Well, there was also a little bit more math involved too, because we started dealing with like Pythagorean theorem and like triangles and like hypotenuse distances.
It's one of those things where we don't actually play our combat out on a grid or a set like some people do D&D. So some of the measurements and the theater of the mind style combat can get lost in translation when you're trying to apply like measurements to it, because it's not really in front of you.
I very much rely on Adam knowing where Victor is. I just don't even attempt to keep track, because he's like, all right, and these people move around this way and these people move this way, and that's why every single turn I'm like, so how far away is the bad guys? I have a range that I have to hit them in.
He could just totally have just like put us in terrible position, be like, I believe you.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
they're behind
yeah, you
you.
totally
They moved behind you when you weren't listening.
Yeah,
you totally went right over
Max's turn.
there, like, and you just so happened to be standing in the exact place that I wanted you to go to trigger this trap.
Yep,
Who
there's
knew?
a trap there. It's very strange how it just showed up.
Geez, like, I mean, you're the one who walked there.
Mm-hmm. And then you Alistair, you come across Detlib again whilst all of the fighting.
Yeah, Julian blinks out of existence again.
Shocker.
Like the run and jump was just, I've got to get away from these shamblers. You weren't not blinking yet.
Again.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. Like,
I don't know if you rolled out of that. I think that essentially the spell ended because you die.
Yeah.
Like you go down.
We had a small amount of talk about whether or not the spell actually ended, but ultimately I think we forgot about it by the time we got back there.
Yeah.
Well, I go down again. I think I'm the one I go down the most out of any of us in the show.
Well,
in terms of dying.
I think at least up to this point, there have been exactly 2 book resurrections, and then both of them were Julian.
Yes, that is correct.
Third time's the charm, kids.
Yeah. No, Julian blinks out of existence again, and then Adam tries to end the session, but I realize, no, I still haven't used my ace Cardic Inspiration yet. So I'm like, just let me have another turn, Adam, please. And then like I roll and I have advantage and I roll well on both. and so I just used it anyway. It just got wasted on like a max damage attack. I didn't think to use it on anything else. So we have one more turn.
You want to keep that pocket Cardic in case you get some like absolutely awful out of nowhere roll for dread. Just shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
Especially
you
an
never know.
ace. And so it was just a matter of hoarding my resources.
And that's one of the reasons why I say getting a low card on Cardic is sometimes better, because you don't have to make those tough decisions.
No,
like you're just like, oh, well, it might actually help here. Sure, I'll just use it. Whatever.
Well, I mean, the session not ending also allowed Julian to die and the Tolsha book to turn on and Alistair to see time stop. So I feel like me just being greedy helped improve the show.
It did. It made the episode end at a better place.
Exactly.
Yeah. I wish we could put that sound in the show and not get... Well, I think it's short enough to not get copyright claimed. I think it'd be fine.
I'm just going to assume it's that JoJo thing.
Yeah, it's
again.
JoJo.
It is that JoJo
Okay,
thing,
of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there's plenty
I'm
of YouTubers
outnumbered
that
today
edit
because I
that
don't have
stuff
Adam
in.
with me.
You've been outnumbered. This is
Yes.
turning into a JoJo podcast.
It's a JoJo podcast right now.
I think I am required to have us move on.
Part 6 of season 2 comes out in September on Netflix. Go watch it.
You mean
We're not
part 2
sponsored
of
by Netflix.
You mean part 2 of part
season
6?
2 of part 6. It's not confusing, I swear.
So now there's a tear in reality. Time has stopped. There's a tear. So Max and I have nothing to do because I'm just floating up in the air and he's on the ground dead.
1 second has passed.
And Alistair is aware of Detlib and the Dimension Shamblers, which neither of them are frozen. It's just us. And
just you.
And Detlib starts running towards that tear.
You might even say he's tearing ass. You're welcome.
But yes, Alistair was not about to be left behind. So after a few cheeky remarks, Alistair decided to use his spells to get ahead.
Yeah.
Because Dimdor is great at that.
Yeah,
Wish I
yeah.
had
Well,
that.
you had to jump into the tear. Like
I did have to jump
went
into
in
the
there,
tear.
and it was like a weird.
Unfortunately, I couldn't just like dim door directly into the tear, so it did kind of limit how useful dim door could be, and I didn't want to allow him to get into the tear first, just in case.
Yeah. But you got in there, and then time passed super slow and super quick at the same time because time doesn't really pass there, and everything feels close and far away, and you can see the heart, and it's green, and it looks like a regular anatomic heart, and not.
It's not a butt heart.
That's what Adam
It's not
said.
a butt heart.
It's not a butt heart.
So like a Valentine's heart.
Yeah, like a
Okay.
little, like the emoji. Like
Yeah.
they don't have an emoji of the,
I'm not
actual
talking
physical
I'm
heart.
not talking like a absolute giant badonker heart. I'm just a regular heart. Not an absolute dump truck style heart, just a regular heart.
I
is that
like
correct?
big hearts, and
And
I
I cannot
cannot lie.
Yes.
I made some heartbeat sounds that sounded way better, like on the Discord call, than they do in the recording with background music happening and people talking.
That was
for the
needed.
record,
That was good.
I mean, it's really hard to even hear them in the recording.
yeah,
we should have just done like a separate track of you doing that and then edit it into the episode.
probably,
Mm-hmm.
because then Adam's reaction to it wouldn't have been.
Adam's reaction of it sounding like his cat was throwing up.
Oh god.
Yeah.
It's a terrifying noise though. I understand that anxiety.
Oh yeah.
Just
Like,
like, oh,
you're
shit,
concerned
where
for
are
the
you?
cat, but also like seriously, what are they about to throw up on?
Yes.
Can I put something down
Yeah,
to stop
did
them
I-
from throwing up on the carpet?
Yeah, did I leave any shoes or jackets on the floor that are in vomit distance? It's a terrible okay, just gross out part, but yeah, if you don't have that true anxiety unless you have had a cat throw up in a pair of your shoes and then not realize it and then put your foot into said shoe.
Were you wearing a sock?
Yes, I was wearing a sock.
Okay, thank goodness.
It doesn't make it that much better.
It makes it a little bit better.
Okay, it's not because you still have cat vomit on your foot.
And
You
especially
yes,
if it's
but
fresh,
you could
then
just-
your sock gets
you could
all
just-
moist.
you could
We
just
should
put-
probably stop.
Well, I mean,
I feel like Adam would stop us from talking.
You got to put the sock in. No, he's not here to stop us. He can edit this out, but
Yeah.
you got to put the sock.
no,
It's easy.
no, he
You put-
can't because he's not doing the editing for this episode.
Oh, that's right, Richard.
We
Keep it
might
all
have
in.
sensitive listeners that don't want to hear it.
Well,
should be
this is-
respectful.
I'm going to give you a pro tip. If you take the sock off and then you roll it inside of itself,
Yes.
you don't have to worry about all the badness. See,
Yes.
Yeah.
I cleaned it up there.
There we go.
Okay.
So, but Alistair hears Evangeline like, Alistair, help me, and Alistair's like, I am helping you. I'm getting that heart, It wasn't like, where's Evangeline? I must help her. No, it was just like, don't worry, I'm going to change history.
Like-
I'll be right back.
Chosen one. I'm coming. Chosen one. I'm coming.
I like how you also put there, as he thinks that will save her. Or that's what will save her.
Yes,
Oh.
yeah. He goes towards the heart as he thinks that's what will save her.
You got that sass in the summaries. I respect it.
Right. It's like,
Um,
oh, Alistair thinks that will save her?
She's dead.
No, it's not. No, that wasn't meant to be sass. That was meant to be. That's exactly what Alistair thinks will save Evangeline. Is
I mean, it
I will
is.
complete
Which
my
makes
Tulsa
100%,
Pieces
yeah.
mission. Yeah, it makes
I mean,
perfect
it
sense
is.
for Alistair.
He's already been on this path. He already knows what he needs to do. And he already understands that he has to see this through.
Yes, and he's 100% right.
Yeah, of course he is. He's Alistair. He's always 100% right all of the time. Forever
Yes.
and
But
always.
any fear that he was not going to be the one to get it was gone when he
Dash.
successfully casts mental prison on Detlib.
This is fucked up.
It's really fucked up.
So Detlib's just hissing, like, stay away from me. And he's no longer a threat. Alistair just sort of trots over to the heart and like, I'm going to absorb you now. I don't even remember how he absorbs it. He just gets it.
Oh, it was so much more disturbing than normal because it wasn't like the other pieces that just kind of meld into him. This was a little more visceral, like his chest kind of like ripped open for the heart to enter.
I've got something for you, Richard.
Mhm.
Do you know what you call that spell? You call it Green Experience Requiem. That's exactly what that is.
That is
JoJo
exactly
reference.
what that is. Yes.
I assumed. I just assume whenever you reference anything now, and I don't know what you're talking about, you're referencing that show. That's all.
It's JoJo or 40K. I got a small pool of references.
Yeah, I have a much larger pool, and then people just don't understand what I'm talking about.
Don't worry. For anybody that knows JoJo, that'll make perfect sense.
And if not, then
I expect
get a Klondike bar or whatever.
Somewhere on this planet, Fulgrim is nodding wistfully.
Probably. Just before he got the heart and absorbed it, he chatted with the green-eyed cat, and they were like, and he was like, you might not be able to reverse time. What if Julian stays dead? And Alistair's like, well, they'll just have to save him later or whatever.
Yeah, it's okay.
well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, as Alistair has been trying to like hint at for a while now, like you can't really do something that you weren't going to do. Like, things kind of have a flow and a finality to them, so that when the book actually takes you back in time to do something, that thing has to be done. You can't just not do it.
Yeah.
All these squares make a circle.
Yes, all these squares make a circle.
So he gets it, and he flies out of the tear, and into the water. And he takes a little bit of damage because even a cat can't land on its feet when it's like ejected from a dimensional
when it's
tear.
being fired like from a cannon.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So similar to R2D2 gets. I got more references. Hold on. R2D2 being shot out of the swamp in Dagobah.
Yes. There we go. That's a much better reference.
There you go.
Yes.
That one's for everyone.
Victor is freaked out because Alistair was kind of just there, and now he doesn't see him anymore. Julian has been
splashing around in the water.
Mm-hmm.
He finds Julian and he heal spells him a few times.
Thank God.
Heal spell. He isn't dead.
You mean
or if he is, or if he was, then then Victor got to him before the death saves kicked in. So one of the two. It was never established he officially died, so Victor could have just been fast enough to heal him.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
I mean, part of the magic of the book, like, was that he didn't actually die.
I say we give this one to Victor.
Yeah,
that's what
Victor absolutely rescued him.
Uh-huh.
Yay, Victor.
Mm-hmm. It's okay, and then we leave.
No, not quite. We still have to track down those tablets of the gods.
We got everything. We're good. Nothing bad happens after this.
We were sent back in time to get tablets of the gods, not the heart of Tulsha.
I know.
Max.
And that was just a bonus.
I'm ignoring the giant mushroom in the room.
Yes. Yeah, Victor's essentially like, okay, so that giant time rip, wouldn't that attract the Tome Keeper? And then Adam is like, and then Adam is like, okay, and now there's a giant storm that's happening out of nowhere, and you look back towards town, and it's right there where the library would be, more or less.
Geez, Victor, why'd you have to say something?
Mm-hmm. God, I hate it when you're right.
And so we go back towards town. Victor flies, holding Alistair. Julian's blitzing across the thing, healing himself with Victor's sword and tossing it back to him real quick at some point off camera.
It's very cinematic.
Yes. And then there's a giant ball of fungus where the library was, held up by giant stone tablets that we will not be able to bring with us into the elevator.
I don't remember any kind of discussion about the size of the tablets. I figured they'd be like the 10 Commandments. in
No,
size.
it was
15.
totally implied that we would be able to just grab tablets and go.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. That's not the case.
No. Well, they probably didn't know how big the tablets were because they were probably
Because
surrounded
nobody
and
knows how
covered
big
by the
they are.
tonekeeper in the
It's
future.
miraculous that they even knew that there were tablets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I check my spell list, I have enlarge or shrink person. I don't have enlarge or shrink tablets.
Dang it.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you
only.
pick the right spell?
Mm.
Or offer to enlarge me so that I could actually be full-size Dagon.
Or you know what we could have done? We could have slowly broken down all of the tablets into little bricks and then carried all of the bricks with us. And then I could have used mending for, I don't know, 27
Roll for
years.
dread.
See, now I'm just imagining this as like some kind of Minecraft situation
Yes.
where you just chisel out the tablets and then recraft them together later.
Yeah, there we go.
I would like someone to draw me as Minecraft Steve trying to put together a tablet of the gods in Minecraft.
With just a giant creeper looming behind him.
Yes, massive creeper.
Surrounded by big stone tablet walls.
Yes, that's good. I mean, maybe Sarah plays Minecraft. I might have her do that.
But yeah, while we're talking, Adam's just like roll for dread. You know, like we.
Oh yeah,
we
by
just
the way,
chit-chat
roll for
a
dread.
minute. He and Victor and Alistair both get it. We're not even. Yeah, we're not even at the town yet. We're just close.
We're just in the vicinity.
Victor puts on his gas mask because I didn't know if there was going to be like gas or spores or something like that. So, you know, I tried to do something smart for once. Use one of the items I bought in Dark City. You know,
I like how Victor questions loudly how they're supposed to get the giant tablets. Steven doesn't have a clue.
that is correct.
Steven's not the only one.
Well, we did have magic pens that write or magic pen that writes stuff down, and so
did Victor ever find out about that? Like, did Julian actually ever mention that to Victor? It's like, oh yeah, by the way, I got some magic pens that write stuff for you.
I don't think
I presumed
did.
that we
Maybe?
I presumed that we would discuss the very, very basics of what had happened on the way to the swamp.
Yeah,
I presumed that we would fill each other in. It makes sense. We caught up.
We're good
while
at doing that.
Yeah.
Luther, the police ogre, is trying to get everyone to be calm and stop running around during the mushroom apocalypse.
Yes.
The shroom apocalypse.
For the record, Victor and Alistair have dread being close enough to just see this giant mushroom creature from the city, like outskirts. Luther is in the city telling people to remain calm. Like Luther does not have dread.
Luther can't imagine dread because he's so worried about with making sure that town law and regulations are being followed.
It's dark outside, so it must be curfew.
Yes.
Get to the boats, it's curfew.
Funny thing is, in like actual Call of Cthulhu, the smarter you are, the more susceptible to dread you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Poor
more you
Luther.
know, the more it hurts you.
Hence why Victor and Alistair are the ones who have dread.
Like if you can't even comprehend the thing you're looking at, like even on a base level, it's hard to be scared of it because it's like it doesn't mean anything to you. But if you know what that represents, then it is absolutely horrifying.
Yes. Gaze not into the abyss because the abyss can stare back.
So we're trying to figure out, you know, what we're going to do when we get into town. You know, Victor and Alistair don't really want to do it. So Alistair is a latch-stitch effort is just like, well, maybe this will do something. And he turns on the heart's functionality.
Yeah, I mean, we hadn't done that yet. Well, it makes everything within like 120 feet essentially get true sight against everything else. So you can see everything within 120 feet as it actually truly is.
How does that work for you?
In this particular case, very disturbingly.
Yes.
Because everything is rotting.
Everything
rotting.
rotting.
And everyone.
Yes.
Well, Julian is safely encased in his mech suit, so you probably don't see him rotting. Alistair is just a green fire. And
Well, yeah.
Victor is just a horrible monster creature with ugly wraps covering his whole body, writhing around.
That's got to be maybe the
audibly
worst
squelching
one.
without sound.
Like, that's maybe even the worst one. Even worse than all of the people running around that are just rotting, like, as you see them.
Yeah.
Like, just seeing, like, the crypt folk, like, with all of these, like, flesh wraps, like, all over him. Like, yeah, that's pretty messed up.
I think it's just essentially like a flesh wrap mummy in a general crypt folk shape at this point. The wrap's completely it's a horrible crypt folk shaped wrap bundle wearing a trench coat and a fedora.
You're like phase 2 of the Mummy. Like after he sucks up like one of the dudes who took one of the jars, where he's like not a skeleton, he's got a little bit of fleshy bit on him, but he's still got some like burial wraps on him. That's what I expect, and then you put a trench coat and a hat on that.
Well, the burial wraps are also alive and squiggling around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
like
gross.
they do.
It's gross, and he turns it off.
Long story short, it's gross. Turn off. You know
Yeah,
why.
turn it off. And
I need
then
more Instagram filters, quick. It
Julian
looks awful.
just picks Alistair up because he won't move forward, and then he pushes Victor with a gust of wind until Victor just resigns and allows himself to be pushed all the way back into town. Like we sort of gloss over it. You know, if you really want to get technical, you know, it would have had to roll constantly to see if I was able to save against the gust of wind. It wouldn't have been entertaining.
Look, guys, I know it's scary and all, but we got a job to do. Come on.
Yeah.
Pull yourself up from your bootstraps.
So we get there. We finally get to like the base of the Tome Keeper, more or less. You know, tablets and mushroom blob towering above us, and Professor Narbeth is just like, "Oh, it's so nice," because he doesn't. I don't hit his voice. It's so nice. I want to touch it. Oh boy, I want to touch a tablet. And we're like, should we let him touch the tablet or not? And while we're discussing it, he just meanders over, and just before he touches it, like a little sucker thing just comes down and sucks everything.
Literally just sucks the whole goo out of his whole body out. Like,
yeah,
he's
it
done.
sucks him dry, and then it eats the dry part, and it just leaves his clothes. And Julian's like, "Ooh, pens!" You know, you can't pass up a free pen. And so
pens.
Julian runs over there and grabs the pens. He gives the existing pen he already had to Alistair and says, "Go write down a tablet in your Tulsa book."
Hey man, I saw Indiana Jones. I had an idea.
Yep. And then the fungus spit out a Shoggoth. You remember the Shoggoths?
Shoggoth was the first big bad we fought in the theater.
And that,
Yeah,
and we did
all the way
confirm,
back at the end of the first arc.
Yes.
we did confirm that this Shoggoth does not have a musical instrument.
Does not. Therefore,
Not-
it's weaker.
Yes, but it is a Shoggoth. And
and
that's
it's
where
a
we
full
left
Shoggoth
off.
and not just like a Shoggoth's arm.
No, yeah, that too.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's a full-on Shoggoth because yeah. That's
Yeah.
fun. So, and that's where we leave you
In
for
July.
this month for July is not only are we at the base of a fungus,
Among Us.
old one thingy. I don't know. They're all old ones to me.
Yeah, things are getting pretty hectic.
He's a smelly one.
Yes.
August is going to be a little crazy. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
It'll be hot, humid, and muggy, and gross, just like being in a swamp.
And one way or another, we're leaving the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Are we?
Well, we'll have to listen and find out.
There we go. See?
Mhm. So we're gonna end the show now. Bye.
No.
Yeah, that's it. We did our summary. We're done.
Yeah,
We have to meander for like 45 minutes. Isn't that how Morons goes?
Yeah, and
We
especially
probably
since
don't need to
Adam's
go that
not
long
here.
today.
Yeah.
That's not what the people want.
What do the people want?
I mean, they totally
know.
don't want us to just ramble on like about nothing at
Hold
all.
on, let me ask in general right now what they want.
What? You're just gonna ask live?
Yes.
It's like, hey, we're recording. What do you want us to talk about?
Okay, I asked in general. Let's see what happens.
What do you guys want us to talk about?
Yeah, what?
No. What do you guys want to talk about?
I'm engaging with the audience right now.
Now, and we can give all of our responses right here, so they have to wait a few days to be able to find out what we said.
There you go. I fixed it for you.
Okay.
That's it. Is there anyone even online besides us?
There's tons of people online.
Yeah, but a bunch
I
of
mean,
these people
online
are
here is
playing,
kind of
like,
relative
video
because
games.
Oh, let's call out what people are playing video games about right now. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that.
No, don't do that. I don't know if we're going to get very many responses. How about we move on from that?
I'm literally just doing this as a dumb bit for this. That's it.
as a
Okay,
dumb
good.
bit, so we can complain about nobody giving us anything to talk about.
Well, I did that last time.
We're
where I put
secretly revealing that we did not wait for the last episode of July to come out before we started recording this.
Shh, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm sure that people realize that happens.
See,
Especially considering sometimes that the Morons is released like the day after like the last episode.
Yeah,
We
see,
could record it that evening.
I'll sprinkle these little bits in so people might catch it. Be like, hey, it's towards the end of the month. They might be doing Morons. Let's see if I can catch them live, and they'll do stuff.
Someday
some
we can do
people-
a live Morons, maybe.
Oh man,
Some people I'm sure are already aware because they can see the channel and see that we're in it.
If we're gonna do that, I'm gonna put on my my Fallout 1 replica helmet that I have on the shelf over there, so they don't see my dumb face. It'll be like I'm wearing the mech suit.
Yeah.
It'll also cover your mouth. It'll be between your mouth and the microphone, and you won't be able to hear anything.
I'll figure something out. I've got time I got a month to work on this.
Just get one of those little tiny mics and just like put it in the helmet.
Yeah. I'll spend a couple $100 to get one of the little fancy wireless mics.
I want to go on record as saying that is a bad idea.
You know
I
what?
agree. It is a bad idea, but it would be funny.
Recording it for people to listen to would be definitely on the record.
I mean, some could argue that us recording this for people to listen to is a dumb idea.
Yeah, but I think it's fun. Therefore,
It is
People
fun.
love
we
dumb
try to be
ideas.
fun. Generally, if people enjoy the show, they enjoy this because it's the same kind of humor with the same people.
I know one special person out there that listens to this Morons every single time that it comes out, and they love
This
it.
particular episode,
No, all of them.
they just listen to this episode
They
every time
just
it comes
listen to
out.
this one, yes.
Yes. Do we have any fun comparisons to do?
I don't know.
Oh.
Did we use them all?
I mean,
We did
we've
them
used
all.
quite
We've
a
done
few
them
at this
all
point.
already.
We've done every
I mean, this is
comparison.
what,
Which
like, let's
children's
see.
book character
Ooh, that's a good one.
I mean, this is only like our 29th Moron. Well,
is
then the season's Morons. So like, this is like our 32nd like Morons. Oh, except we also did some of the guest Morons separately too.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know.
we did.
We're in like the mid 30s of Morons episodes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have done a lot of them by now. You brought that up because all the stuff in the Discord about the horrible hungry caterpillar stuff.
Yeah, children's book character.
I'm gonna. I don't have a good comparison. I'm just gonna pick it because it was one of the books that I read when I was a kid. I would do Rainbow Fish.
I'm
I'm going to
familiar with that one.
say
This is a terrible comparison
haven't-
idea.
you
I'm
haven't
going to
seen
say
the Rainbow Fish?
Alistair.
I have not
Alistair
seen
is
Rainbow Fish.
Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's accurate.
That's about the closest I can think of.
Never.
I don't even know who to compare Victor to. I would just threw out an idea. I don't know. I looked over and I saw like, yeah, I've got a couple Funko Pops, and I saw Waldo from Where's Waldo, or Wally if you're across the pond. Is that the right
Oh,
phrase?
they call him Wally. Where's Wally?
Yeah, it's Where's Wally, I think. At the very least in, I think, England.
Yeah, this is
or Great
this-
Britain.
This is Rainbow Fish.
Okay, I've never seen that before.
It's because it's also got like the actual
Yeah. I
scales
remember that one.
sparkle on the cover. Because I was a little goblin as a child, so I was like, "Oh, shiny!"
It's like Detlib.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, I remember that one.
yeah.
Oh! I know who Victor
Ugly
is.
Duckling.
No, he's Sam's friend from Green Eggs and Ham. He just does not want to eat it.
Oh, what about Sam the Hot Dog Man? You guys
What's-
read that one, right?
No.
All right, hold on. Let me pull that one up too.
I'll be honest, my knowledge of children's books is not vast. I pretty
I'm
much
sorry. I tell
Yeah.
a lie. It was not Sam. It was Stan. Stan the Hot Dog Man.
That rhymes better.
Yes,
It does. You're right, it does.
Stan rhymes with man better than
Yeah.
Sam rhymes with man.
Yeah.
Say that
did
5 times fast.
No, I've been drinking. I read a lot of books as a kid. I don't do enough of that anymore. I just read like technical manuals and API calls and stuff, which is very boring. But I liked reading just, for the fun of it.
I mean, you could probably read children's books even faster now.
Yeah.
All right, new
He
Patreon
could get
goal.
through 3 or 4 of them in a day.
New Patreon goal is I will.
Me trying to help us out here.
Patreon goal is I will get liquored up and then read or struggle through children's books. That's what I'll do. I'll even do it live. That'll be fun.
That
If
does
we get
sound
the
fun.
vote, then we need to vote for some really complicated Dr. Seuss.
Yes.
Yes.
With
Like
lots
Fox and Socks.
lots of alliteration and tongue
Mhm.
ties. Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah.
What was y'all's favorite Dr. Seuss book when you were a child?
Lorax.
Ooh.
Mine was 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. I think it's because I like to count.
Yeah, it's Lorax. I also liked all the crazy designs of the Lorax and all like the weird wonky machines they would do to cut down the trees.
Yeah. I mean, I think of the like, I guess more children's ones. Like I maybe think more like Horton Hears a Who, but especially it's like, you get older and like the one that like everybody gets at graduation, like Oh, the Places You'll Go. Like I always really liked Oh, the Places You'll Go.
I never read that one. Maybe that's why I didn't go anywhere.
Mm.
Oh. Let's see here. What would you as a player have with shrimp from Mead?
Shrimp and grits. Dude, shrimp and grits is the best.
Shrimp and grits is really, really, really good. And I've had
Especially
some awesome shrimp and grits.
If you get some andouille sausage, or if you get real fancy with it,
Mhm.
you get boudin sausage.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
See, I just kind of like boiled shrimp with butter. I'm real basic. I'm basic.
I mean, it's
But I will also say that especially like of stuff that I have like on a somewhat regular basis, there's a Japanese restaurant that I go to for lunch pretty often that has really awesome like tempura shrimp that they use in like any kind of like udon or like sometimes like over rice or things like that.
like
Oh, man,
tempura,
it's so
like the
good.
tempura fried shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like panko breading is all
So
you
good.
fry anything with that stuff. It's golden. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a calabash man.
Calabash. I like fried shrimp, but I like fried shrimp the way like a fish camp would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Olive Garden. I went there the other day because I'm really fancy. And they've got this appetizer. This is not an advertisement for Olive Garden.
Did you get your parking done by the valet?
No, they didn't have a valet. There's
Oh.
no valet in Monroe, North Carolina.
It was a joke.
Olive Garden.
It was a joke about Olive Garden. Jesus.
I was the valet. I drove my
Hmm.
grandmother.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
But they've got this appetizer. I don't remember what it's called, but it's fried shrimp, onions, and bell peppers. And you get 2 dipping sauces. You get a spicy ranch and marinara. And the breading on there is really flavorful. It actually tastes very good.
That does sound good. We should
Yep.
stop talking about food because I'm now getting hungry because I've not eaten dinner yet.
Let's see. Mead's got other questions.
Yes.
He does have further questions.
What? We're going in order of these questions. What were you thinking about the professor and his age? Compose yourself.
I'm trying.
Okay. I was thinking, wow, he's old. I'm as simple as Victor.
I mean, I guess for me personally, it was kind of like, okay, cool. I guess he's just like super old for some reason.
I was thinking Adam will have an explanation for this.
It turns out he didn't until you gave him one.
I was thinking it'd probably really easy to like kick him over because his knees are just turned to dust at this point.
Oh, we didn't get a chance.
We didn't
The
get a
tome
chance.
keeper sucked him
No
up.
chance.
He
through
took that from me.
No chance.
tentacle straw or something.
what
I
you
forget
got.
exactly what happened. Yeah.
Tentacle straw.
It just slurped him. You just slurped him right up.
He did was the bit from Starship Troopers. They sucked out his brains.
Why is the pocket protector of holding your new favorite item?
You just answered your own question because it's a pocket protector of holding.
Yeah.
I
plus
mean, seriously,
Julian
there
has
is
it
no
now,
explanation
presumably.
needed.
I presume that Julian took the pocket protector with
Oh,
the
hell
pins.
yes.
So he just now he has a place for all his pins.
Yes.
All,
I mean, just
he has a
think
place
about
for
like,
all the pins.
but
like
it's
every
even it's
pen.
not even just pins. Like you could have so many things in your pocket protector. I mean, you
Mhm.
could hold like all kinds of little screwdrivers in there.
Tissues,
Yeah.
Like
A laser pointer.
Yeah. Mhm,
He has a
yeah,
place for his laser pointer now.
gum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sticks of gum.
Let's
Like
see. I guess
anybody
this
needs
is
gum,
just
you got
answer
it.
Mead now.
If I decide to grow my hair really long, I could put hair ties in there.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, think about all of the different kinds of pens and pencils and things that
Yeah.
you could have in there.
I could have like an entire rainbow of the jelly roller pens in my pocket protector. Sky's the limit.
Mhm. Oh yeah, like every color known to man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why do that when you could just get one of those really big ones with like 8 different colors where you click them down that were cool?
See, it'd be more
in,
impressive
like,
if we had every color known to woman.
1997.
Yeah, there we go. Or I could have colors that just can't be comprehended, and I just can't comprehend the color, but I just know
you
it's
have
there.
every color known to mantis shrimp.
Yes, there you go.
You write down with that unknowable color, and then it gives you dread.
Yes, yes. That would be a good way to like set a trap for somebody. It's like, hey, can you write this down? And they write it, and then just go crazy.
Like,
All right,
what even is this?
Edit that out because Adam's going to use that. Don't you actually have to edit that out then.
All right. Why does Julian always die?
Dude, I'm not good at this game.
Yeah, it's because he's not good.
I'm not good at this game.
Julian's not very good at combat. He's
No.
just lucky. And
I think what it is just that when it comes down to it, like Julian just happens to not have a lot of survival abilities. Alistair's not really willing to help him with that. And a lot of times, Victor just doesn't have the capability of helping him with that.
Yeah.
It also comes to the kind of the thing where like it's 3-man party, which is kind of low on numbers,
Mhm.
and I'm a caster that
But yeah,
I really didn't specialize in anything and had to create a new specialty for me because I was going to die and had.
but yeah, I feel like in general, Alistair and Victor have much more survivability.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just because Victor's so ready to just get away.
Especially when I decided
He
just
tries.
to stop becoming a healer. You know, that definitely was a detriment.
Well, now Victor's the healer.
You
'cause
are.
He
He's
has
the de facto
heal
healer.
spell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Heal spell.
Mm-hmm.
Heal spell.
Next question is: Are y'all, very important to say that, are y'all ready to face an actual god? No.
Of course not. We're not ready to face it. You know, a
I mean,
lesser
we're
god.
still struggling with our training gods.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're still struggling with
the
dimension
demigods.
shamblers.
Yeah, the demigods are a bit much. The avatars.
Max is
I-
so drunk that he went out of focus.
I was
What?
thinking the same thing. Like you're so drunk, your
Did-
camera is no
I'm
longer
looking
focused.
I'm looking at the Discord feed. I'm not looking at. Oh God, I am. I've got my camera feed has drunk goggles on.
It's probably looking for a face, and you're hiding behind your mic.
I'm hiding
But if
behind
you
my mic.
If you scoot out, then it might
if I
work.
move my mic, it'll zoom in.
I don't know.
Maybe.
It doesn't matter. Whatever. I don't
It
have to
knows
look at
I'm
you.
Hey, there it goes.
There we go.
Hey, I sobered
All
up.
right,
No, I
that's all the
didn't.
questions Mead asks. So that's all the questions that we're
Thank you,
answering.
Mead.
Thank you, Mead.
Guys, if you're listening to this, we will continue to do this because I like this. This is fun.
Yeah, so you have to pay attention to the Discord at all
Yeah.
times, and in order to do that, you have to join our Discord server.
And it's
Creative
definitely
Typo.
not because I'm 5 beers in.
Although, in retrospect, we should probably do this in the spoiler channel next time.
Well, no, we didn't answer the
Oh.
questions.
Well, no, but I mean, I feel like in some of the questions it might be.
Mead, you can't type anymore. We already answered all your questions. You can't just jump in there and do this. That's not good.
See, again, this is what happens when Adam's gone. Everything just goes off the
Oh,
rails.
is Adam going to read the rules on True Sight? You're going to have to ask Adam on that. He's not here, unfortunately. There we go.
There we go. Spoiler
There we
tags.
go.
Perfect.
Spoiler tag some stuff.
We're just
Hey.
shoutcasting this.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
showcasing
that's
this.
better.
We probably shouldn't give a play-by-play on the Discord.
Good
That's
job,
fine.
Mead.
But like I was saying, if you're interested in participating, in some ways, or just speaking with us, you can check out our Discord server. It's
Yes.
Creative Typo.
We're literally
Um,
reading it right now.
Richard, is there a link to the Discord server on the Creative Typo website?
There absolutely is.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And what might that website be, Max?
Watchbugsdie.com.
Yes, that directs you to our show page for Microphones and Monsters on the Creative Typo website, which is really the most important page on
Yes,
the website.
creativetypo.com. No space, no dash.
Yep.
It's important.
You can also check out, you can also go to mikesandmonsters.com or microphonesandmonsters.com. There's really no point. Most importantly, watchbugsdie.com.
Watchbugsdie.com. That's all you need to
Most
know.
importantly. We also have a Patreon, like we mentioned at the beginning.
Yes.
So if you enjoy this, you wanna do that, you can.
And to everyone who does support us, thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. It is very much appreciated.
Did we miss anything aside from crediting the music?
We got I guess we got Twitter, follow Twitter page.
Yes.
Instagram. On the Creative Typo website, we've got links to merchandise for all of the shows.
That's right. We do have merch.
Mhm.
I
That's
remember
some
now.
pretty cool merch too.
Subscribe to the newsletter. We have the newsletter on
Oh
the
yes, the
website now.
newsletter. I don't know if we've mentioned
Yeah.
that, or
Mhm.
maybe we just mentioned it last time or whatever. But yeah, check the newsletter out. It gives you
Yeah,
all
we're
all
going
like
through it. And every newsletter, we even have like an interview with one of the Creative Typo cast members. So
Yes.
you can
Mead,
maybe
you-
learn some more about some cast members.
we're gonna have to cut you off here. Sorry, we have to cut you off. We're trying to wrap up.
Oh, I also forgot. So it's no
The
longer
music is playing
I have to.
us off.
I have to make it. I have to roll it back. So it's no longer used Gearhead 01. It is now Chunky and Funky. I forgot he changed his name. So there's that. Yes.
Okay.
But yes, newsletter. And I don't think we have any upcoming events.
Apparently, we have another 15 minutes.
Wow.
Um,
all
Mead,
right.
Mead has decreed
Mead-
it, so we
is
have
Mead-
15 more minutes.
Is Mead the new boss?
I don't know. He seems that way.
I think Mead is our new boss.
I feel like
I
you
guess we
invited
can
this.
try to answer his question.
But
We can
we don't,
try.
We don't have any upcoming events. Nothing after Fool's Con, but if we do have an event that is upcoming, all the information will be listed there.
Yes, it's very cool.
And then our last thing is the art lab, with a bunch of art done for all of the shows. That is showcased there. I think that's it.
I think that's it. Yeah. I mean, we can try to ask
Mhm.
that last question, but I don't really have a good answer. Who would your character be in a Pauly Shore movie?
I don't think
I'll
I've
be
ever
honest.
watched-
Yeah.
I don't.
Sorry, buddy. I really don't know much
buddy.
about Polly. I the only one I know is that Julian would be Polly Shore, and Polly Shore is dead. And I think that might be it.
I'd like to report a murder.
All music, which is just the intro and the outro theme, was written and produced by Marco Mazzei of Fallen Highway Studios.
Yes.
We're so grateful that you guys have joined us for this sadly Adamless episode. Be sure to reach out and give him some love. He's had a rough month.
Yeah.
But I think that's it, right?
I think that's it.
I think so.
Cool.
He
think
doesn't have
so.
any more questions, and we're cutting him off. He doesn't
Yeah.
know that when he posted that was only like 2 minutes ago, but we're gonna. Damn it, I'm talking about it right now, so he's gonna know shit.
That's okay. I can cut that
It'll be
out.
fine.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Cool. All right. Thank you all for listening. Tune in for more exciting episodes.
Yep. And have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yes.
Or
and
night.
the rest of the month.
Or whenever you're listening.
Bye.
Have a great time until we get to August Morons.
There we go.
And continue to listen to our show.
Please, please,
Yes.
please, please.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.